Hello and welcome to my next game of ITSL against a Hungarian opponent, Károly Lukács. I hope that the most challenging part of the game, which is correct pronouncing of my opponent's name, is over. And let's go. This starting hand is very far from the ideal. And frankly, I don't have a clue how to handle it. Okay, I'm playing the entire hand, I guess. So, no need to waste Austrian influence on Truman. Headline Europe scoring. Middle East with 5-year plan, probably. And here we go. I am perhaps able to retake Middle East, but it's very contextual. It depends on the initial coup result in Iran. And I only have one playable 3-op. I don't want to play the China card with this hand, especially if I want to be able to discard this scoring. And other than that, this is a very poor hand. It's not problematic. I mean, it doesn't have many US events. And I'm glad to be able to discard Truman that early. But, oh, and Asia scoring is gone already. All right then. So, we have to start here, I guess. Not great, not terrible. Had I known this, I would probably use the Cambridge 5. It's completely useless now. And empty Iran would be better than Iran with 1 point, allowing him a counter coup. Exactly. No. Korea, yes, but Afghanistan is a better target. Now, I'm wondering whether I should coup once more or not. Oh, he's gonna coup right now, probably. And this wasn't successful. Therefore, maybe I will score Middle East, which of course means that I'm holding 5-year plan. Not ideal with this hand, or I'm playing 5-year plan with Truman Doctrine. So Romanian abdication to Iraq, then Middle East scoring, and then 5-year plan with Truman Doctrine using ops. And this is not a tragedy in this case. My opponent has almost all his games already played in this group stage. 16 defeats, 3 victories. So he's one of these opponents whom I should defeat. But you never know. After all, he has his 3 victories. I used to lose against rather weak opponents and defeat rather strong opponents, Ziemovic being the notable exception. So I certainly shouldn't treat this game as already given for free. Alright. No need to score. Middle East. I'd rather use these 3 points elsewhere. Probably Libya, North Korea, and maybe South Korea. After all these scorings are going to return, but the next turn should let us do stuff somewhat freely. No D cards so far. Mr. Big Spender. I don't like this Libya move. It's vulnerable to some... Well, this is of course to be played. And I don't think I really need Egypt right now. On the other hand, Libya is a good target as well as good Muslim Revolution future target. Okay. Now this is a much better hand if it's not defected. If Perch is defected, this hand isn't very good. If it's not, it would be great to perch him under such hand. I don't want to risk it anyway, although... Nah, socialist government's good enough and not a big problem if defected, yeah. Alright. Now... Decisions. Containment, the last card to be played. Where should I coup? And which card should I use to it? If a 4-op, NATO is the main choice, I guess. Now Libya or Iran or Panama. For Panama, a 4-op seems to be too much. But 2-op is too little, and 3-ops, I don't really want to use them too early. Alright then. Let it be a 4 in Panama. Yeah, rolling a 5, it was overwhelming. At least I have a source of distal points. Okay, so this is to be held. This is the last card. This is the last but one. Maybe if I take India and Pakistan, Indo-Pak is also a good hold card. Formosan doesn't have to wait that long, actually. Norat is controversial. I never know whether I should play it or not. Canada. Yeah, why not Poland? After all, with Warsaw Pact, I can decide to go elsewhere. This should wait in this case. It's really tempting to use the China card and save Dopaki. But let's first tickle him a little here near France before Suez and de Gaulle are triggered. I think I'll just take Burma. So the goal is gone. Take Asian domination and make this area quite secure. I think NORAD should go to space under these circumstances. And last AR containment. Oh, he had it with distal. And the last containment to Afghanistan to regain this domination. And maybe to South Korea. Of course, it's always tempting to over-control Pakistan or not. Well, or maybe take a free battleground which is accessible by us, by the both of us. Yeah. This looked like a decent move. Now deco Vietnam revolts. All these cards can play a role against around Southeast Asia and be important for Asian domination at all. Okay, this is the first time when I think my opponent has made a reasonable reasonably big mistake. He should have probably over-controlled Thailand. Now I saved Red Scare Purge, but with this hand I think Suez Crisis looks a better headline, followed up with taking France with Red Scare and even sacrificing Battleground Coup, because if he retakes, if he coups, I can take Thailand. Defected anyway. Okay. In this case, I will coup. I think with Olympic Games. And I think in Libya. A failed one. Alright, if he has Europe scoring, I won't probably be able to make use of it. I mean to fight for it. He has deco, and he will probably have to space it. I could block it by playing Red Scare Purge in the middle of the turn, but in this case he's probably going to hold deco. I don't think he has another card which is a hold must. Maybe I should have taken Thailand now, because Milops are not a problem. I have Arab-Israeli war. Okay. He took European domination, he didn't take Thailand. This looks a mistake, so let's take it right away. Europe is dominated by him, I can't do much about it. Middle East is dominated by him, and I think I'm able to stop it. Now this allows me holding 2 cards, and I think UN Intervention and Red Scare Purge are very good hold candidates. On my to-do list is regain domination in the Middle East, over-control Thailand, play Fidel. His space row failed, so I don't have to space, so let's play Independence Reds before he triggers Romanian abdication. Now, I know this makes Egypt more volatile. I mean, Sadat is going to cost me more. I wonder whether it makes sense to play socialist governments as my AR6 play, as an event, just to prompt him into repairing its effect rather than playing his own. Okay, NORAD as an event. This is very dubious, in my opinion. In such a case, I am really tempted to play UN Intervention and hold socialist governments, or even holds UN intervention and socialist governments, play Red Scare for ops. Take a bunch of European non-battlegrounds. This looks like a quite poor choice of ops placement. I mean, Middle East is vulnerable. Angola is okay. Greece is okay-ish. Now, even if he gets to 6, my socialist governments will be able to reduce it to 3, and he no longer possesses defectors. I need UN intervention in case of CIA now that I don't have the China card. I don't want the event. Anyway, I think that eventing NORAD was a waste. He lost 3 ops, and yes, I don't play Purge. I play socialist governments instead, but it's all 3 ops which I use for the event, which is worth 3 ops by itself. Even if he headlines Marshall Plan, I may just take 2 from Canada instead of taking 1. Yeah, this card was also absent so far. Cameroon is of course a good choice. As I said, CIA together with grain sales, so this is certainly not a good hand. But here we go. Grain sales to space, UN with CIA. Special relationship for free to coup Zaire, I guess. Alliance for Progress for free. Yeah, Middle East scoring this costs a little. I took from UK, by the way, to make special relationship free. Because if I hadn't done it, he could use it to repair Canada in the same action round, and then make use of NORAD, which activates and checks its condition at the end of the action round. Of course, now Zaire is extremely vulnerable to realignment rolls. But I couldn't do much more, and anyway, I should be able to make use of chair sooner or later. There are priorities on my list, on my to-do list. Dealing with this hand is certainly not easy. And yes, I'm now risking Defcon loss if he plays 5-year plan and draws UN intervention. So probably UN intervention and CIA should be played as soon as possible. Even if this costs me a point or 2 extra from Alliance for Progress. Panama, I suppose. That was very lucky for me. Military operations are no longer a problem. I mean, he had brush war, so I may as well give him the targets like this. Mm-hmm. Now I should probably secure Angola and Zaire against flipping. And by the way, I think he should have realigned Zaire and saved brush war for future use. Mm-hmm. Defcon set to 5. Huh. What are we doing with this? First of all, we're cooling, and we're cooling quite well. If he counters in Thailand and takes it, I can't do much about it. If he counters in Panama and takes it, no, he doesn't. Had I known about this role, I would have tried Alliance for Progress against Italy. Okay, I end the Warsaw Pact. Where are you cooing? Yeah, Thailand. And he was very unlucky with this coup. But I certainly don't want him to be able to retake stuff with the China card. Even if this costs me another coup. And domination in Africa. Of course, he rolled very unlucky by rolling only 2 in Thailand, but of course it made a significant difference between 2 and 1, because it forced me to react. Oh, he's really unlucky. Good to know that he cannot purge me right now. So, how I learned is gone. CIA is temporarily gone. Long gunman is not. Now, excuse me for a moment. Alright, I'm back. He flipped Angola with Ask Not. This is quite a nice play. I was saying he is unlucky despite his nickname Lucky L, for which I assume Lukács is his given name, but it's interesting because both Károly and Lukács can be given names in Hungarian. I guess it's his given name Lukács because he uses Károly first, and Hungarian is one of the languages where you use family names before given names. Okay, no DEFCON suicide, no success in spacing, but that was not the main point. As of the board, all the scorings are yet to be seen except from Central America and Middle East. Asia looks best for me. Southeast Asia, not so good. Deco is gone. Colonial guards are not. South America, now that Allende is gone, it very much depends on who gets junta. I'm not getting this one. I get junta. And I think junta is worth playing, even with no follow-up, like a coup. Or not. This is the hand like I'd like to play the entire hand for events. Okay, let's start with junta. And then probably Indo-Pakistani War for a coup in Angola. Indo-Pakistani War is actually the only card which is not a US event and not one I would actively like to play as an event this turn. Southeast Asia scoring, so this is going to be gone for good. Now I was unlucky, but I think it's more or less deserved after all the stuff that already happened in this game. So I don't think I'm gonna fight deeply for South America. South America scoring is one scoring, arms race is another scoring, cultural revolution, getting the China card. Mhm. Okay, so let's play this event before Africa takes it away. Yep. Of course I could use cultural to Brazil and Colombia, but I have too many cards which have to be played like now or never. Handling them is not very comfortable. Oh, especially with this one. But Panama was a wrong target, I guess. Venezuela was much better. Or something in the Middle East, maybe. Maybe not, but Panama, really? Unless, of course, he has the voice of America. So I think one into Brazil would be advisable, so that I cannot be kicked off this sub-region entirely. So Cultural Revolution 1 Brazil to Iran, OPEC, puppets for space race, I guess. He's spacing now. Succeeded, so I want to stop him from another space race. Yep. Willy Brandt is a nice hold card because it's a good counter against, for example, Euroscoring in the headline. I smell Sadat as a follow-up. So I think I'm just happy to score 4 from OPEC. Asia and Europe scorings, which are awaited. Europe needs attention, although I have 5 countries so far. Once I take one more, it's not very easy for him to counter stuff. And Willy Brandt. Alright, in this case, maybe you have this scoring with the intention to play it right now. OPEC can wait. My opponent doesn't play ideally, but he doesn't seem like an opponent who is a very easy one to beat, like his record could suggest. Okay, it is. Okay. Well, I think Saharan states and Cameroon's. Maybe Zimbabwe offers better odds and protects Zaire against real lines. Now, I don't think Brezhnev doctrine is ideal for this hand. But now that I have said that, maybe I can coup Egypt. Anyway, liberation theology seems to make a lot of sense. That was more or less expected. So, space 1, hold 1. Space bear trap, hold Sadat. I don't think I want to use one small step. So, boom. Yeah, now NORAD is activated. I didn't get Quagmire. But there aren't many good targets for NORAD. Of course, Thailand, but the China card is face down in his hand, so whatever. South Korea, yeah, but the war is still somewhere around. War successful. That was lucky. Funny enough, he doesn't have two good targets to put influence. Okay, Guatemala is a good coup target, and Mexico is probably to be sacrificed to realignment rolls. First things first, let's space bear trap. Let's be the first one to get to this place in space. So nuclear test ban to Saudi Arabia and Egypt. This looks nice, especially if I keep Sadat. After that, OPEC is a 6-point gainer. Mexico, I suppose. Unluckily for him, luckily enough for him. Panama, I suppose. I must beware about 5-year plan, it's still somewhere around. I also mustn't forget about the Voice of America, so Panama and Venezuela should have at least one more, both, before the end of the current turn. so does Thailand. I don't think I can do much in Europe. Certainly not with... I certainly cannot do much about Europe and Panama and Venezuela and Thailand and score OPEC at the same time. Oh, eventing him right now. Okay, no more Venezuela. Not in this case. Let's do it this way. It looks like Asia scoring in his hand. Where is Longan? Where is South African unrest? Coup in Haiti? No, Zimbabwe. Okay. So OPEC. Now that I played OPEC, Middle East looks like it does. Maybe playing Sadat is not the worst idea I could have had. I mean, I can't just hold it forever. There will be much worse cards to handle. And Middle East is going to look great, notwithstanding. This is a little problem. Although, I think he doesn't have Panama Canal returned. But even though, he should have played this on the south. At least one of these points. Where's Quagmire? An important question. Now that NORAD is active with such Panama, with such Thailand and China card in his hand. Alright, I'll give you the Sadat and put one more in Thailand because this is too important in terms of NORAD. What do we have here? 12 cards, so there will be a reshuffle. I'm not sure about his Marshall Plan placement. Maybe it wasn't that bad. But still, if OAS had gone to Venezuela and Argentina, you would have had much more options to spread right now. And of course the Voice of America would be ideal now. For example, to deny my domination in Asia or whatnot. Mr. Big Spender. Great Britain and Philippines and Taiwan. I'm not sure about these. What are we playing with such a hand? I think Junta it is. But Junta without a battleground coup. Because I intend to play Quagmire and then to play Missile Envy. So a non-battleground coup instead. Yes, he gets his points. That was hard to stop. Arms race, so he doesn't really have very good cards. Soviet cards. That's great in terms of Missile Envy. I don't assume I get mine card, so I should be able to perform something with the use of his card. And he has Long Gunman. Surrey River Skirmish. I'm very glad to draw this one. Not so glad to roll a 1, but it can't always be the opponent who has bad luck. Alright, so Middle East is more secured by him. Panama Canal returned, just got less problematic. I'm going to play Panama Canal returned with 5-year plan. No need to hold 5-year plan, all the remaining scorings are at least acceptable. East European unrest is not a problem if played this turn, unholdable. Actually, I don't really have to react to it. Even Czechoslovakia doesn't need repairing. Well, after John Paul, maybe I should repair Poland. But taking into account that he also has colonial rearguards, I should rather focus on Angola and Zaire, especially if I allow him to play it on turn AR7. Oh, and that can be massive and unpleasant. Let's get access here. Let's keep him busy here. Regained access is crucial. Other than that, this just makes Panama Canal returned totally harmless. But I think he should have targeted Thailand. It offered worse odds, of course, but certainly more important one. Oh, John Paul for the influence. That's nice. Let's have you get rid of. Do I need Czechoslovakia? If he plays tear down this wall, it's still +1 for me in East Germany. I don't think I need +2. Too much of a downside risk for him to try it. Chile, an open battleground. South Africa, of course. Argentina, I don't think so. If I control Chile, I have enough to be safe against the Voice of America. Alright, Thailand without NORAD is not a problem. Angola is flippable, so this is a problem. I think this should have been his AR7, frankly. I mean, he must score Asia. He has long gunman, so he shouldn't probably play the China card without a need. He doesn't have Usuri to regain the China card. Yeah, Asia scoring it is. And I'm very close to the victory, 18 points. Only 2 remaining. I can't have them now, of course. But this is already very, very close. One. And 2. And 3. Just to make sure. Even if he coups, he doesn't dominate Central America, so we are going into the late war with 18 points on my side. And now the funny thing, and the playdeck bank. If he has any war card, he would lose due to flower power before triggering the war, and even if he had, let's say, Indo-Pakistani war, and he could roll a 6 against India, he would still lose because playdeck has a bug and awards the victory points from flower power before rolling a die. I hope this game doesn't end up this way, because one shouldn't simply lose due to bugs. Sold for a coup. That's interesting. He should have evented it to spare 1 BP, I guess. Alright, so I think we're playing Glasnost and it's over, unless he plays... what? Soviets should down Cal. It's the only thing he can play to save. No downside risk about it. One small step, but Glasnost comes first, so... Thank you for watching, and see you next time.